Wedding planners, what's the most dramatic family drama story a bride ever told you? As a wedding planner for 8 years, I thought I'd seen everything. Bridezillas, drunken best men, mother-in-laws who wore white to spite their daughters. But nothing prepared me for Delilah's consultation in March. She walked into my office looking like she'd stepped off a magazine cover. Designer dress, perfect makeup, engagement ring that could blind someone. But her hands were shaking as she filled out the intake form. "I need the most secure venue you have," she said without any pleasantries. "Somewhere with gates, security cameras, the works." I'd planned celebrity weddings before, so I assumed it was about paparazzi. I started showing her photos of our gated estates and private resorts. She shook her head at everything. "Do any of them have safe rooms?" she asked. That stopped me cold. In 8 years, no bride had ever asked about safe rooms. "Can you tell me what you're concerned about?" I asked gently. Delilah's perfect composure cracked just slightly. She looked around my office like someone might be listening, then leaned forward. "My family doesn't know I'm getting married," she whispered. "And if they find out, they'll kill me. Literally." I'd heard dramatic family feuds before, but something in her voice made my blood run cold. This wasn't hyperbole. "When you say literally, I mean they will murder me and my fiancé," she said matter-of-factly. "My brother already tried once when he found out I was dating Caspian, shot at us through our apartment window. We've been in hiding for 6 months." I set down my pen. This was way beyond wedding planning territory. "Maybe you should consider postponing until things settle down." "There is no settling down," Delilah cut me off. "My family runs the Kozlov organization. You might have heard of them." I had. Everyone in this city had heard of the Kozlovs. They controlled half the underground gambling, most of the drug trade, and had a body count that made the evening news regularly. "Caspian is from the Romano family," she continued. "Our families have been at war for 3 generations. 17 people have died because of this feud. My dad told me he'd rather see me dead than married to a Romano." My mouth went dry. "Romeo and Juliet was a tragedy, not a wedding inspiration. So you want to get married in secret?" I asked. "Not secret. Public. Very public." Her eyes had a strange gleam. "I want the biggest, most elaborate wedding this city has ever seen. I want every news station there. I want it so public that they can't make us disappear quietly." I stared at her. It was either brilliant or insane. "The Romano family will pay for everything," she said, sliding a black card across my desk. "No budget limit. But it has to be perfect, and it has to be in 6 weeks. 6 weeks is impossible for a large wedding." "It's not impossible. It's just expensive." She looked at me steadily. "I know you planned the Grantham wedding in 4 weeks when their daughter got pregnant. I know you have the connections." She'd done her homework. The Grantham wedding had been a nightmare of expedited everything, but we'd pulled it off for the right price. "There's something else," Delilah said. "The moment we send out invitations, both families will know. They'll have 6 weeks to plan how to stop us. We need to make it impossible for them to succeed." I thought about the insurance liability alone and felt sick. "What exactly are you asking me to do?" "Plan a wedding that keeps us alive long enough to say, 'I do,'" she said simply. "After that, we're on our own." 3 days later, I was standing in an abandoned warehouse with Caspian Romano, trying to figure out how to transform it into a fortress disguised as a wedding venue. He was handsome in that dangerous way that made smart women do stupid things, but his eyes never stopped scanning for threats. "The guest list is going to be interesting," he said, showing me his phone. "Half will be armed Kozlovs, half will be armed Romanos, plus legitimate guests who have no idea they're walking into a potential war zone." That's when I realized what I'd gotten myself into wasn't just wedding planning. I couldn't fit what happens next in this short video. Watch the rest down below.